In 1846, numerous street gangs in the Five Points area of Lower Manhattan violently clashed to claim territory. Beneath the city, a father, Priest Vallon, and his son, Amsterdam, prepared for battle. Vallon educated Amsterdam about Saint Michael, their guardian who banished Satan from paradise. Priest Vallon, leading the Dead Rabbits, an Irish Catholic gang, was set to confront their adversaries. Amsterdam was raised among his father's supporters, including Happy Jack Mulroney, Hellcat Maggie, and McGloin. Before the battle, Amsterdam met his friend Johnny, while Vallon faced the mercenary Walter Monk McGinn, who fought for the Dead Rabbits for 10 shillings per kill. The gang left their base at the brewery and headed to Paradise Square to start a turf war with the natives, a group of American-born people led by Protestant leader Bill the Butcher Cutting. Though the Dead Rabbits were only 30 in number compared to the hundreds of natives, they had the backing of other immigrant gangs. With formalities complete, the groups engaged in a brutal conflict over the Five Points territory. Youngsters watched from the sidelines as the two sides killed each other. Vallon and Bill dominated their enemies, while Monk tallied his kills and Kitty collected ears. Bill approached Vallon respectfully but stabbed him in the stomach, delivering a fatal second blow to the side. Amsterdam witnessed his father's death, and Bill's attack diverted the Dead Rabbits' attention. Bill ended the fight by ordering Vallon to be buried with honor and dignity. Monk ensured he received the payment he was owed before Vallon's burial. Bill tells the Indians to make sure Amsterdam gets a good education. However, Amsterdam steals the weapon that was used to kill his father and hides in the caves with it, planning to use it for revenge in the future. His friend Johnny helps by keeping watch. Amsterdam, now orphaned, goes deeper into the caves and buries the weapon, intending to retrieve it later. He is found, sent to an orphanage, and Bill declares the Dead Rabbits outlawed, forbidding anyone from mentioning their name again. 16 years pass, and Amsterdam has grown up. He returns to New York in 1962 and finds out that McGloin, once an immigrant himself, is now one of Bill's lieutenants who spends his time throwing rocks at arriving Irish immigrants. Meanwhile, the northern states have just ended slavery, which the Native Americans are against, and they are about to be drafted into Lincoln's army. Bill meets with Boss Tweed, who controls a significant part of New York, suggesting an alliance between their groups. Tweed needs enforcers for his shady dealings but prefers to keep his own men uninvolved. Amsterdam returns to Five Points and visits the old brewery to retrieve a knife that's remained untouched for years. A now grown Johnny recognizes Amsterdam by his St. Michael pendant, having thought him dead all this time. They reconcile, and Johnny updates Amsterdam on all the current gangs. He mentions that the once formidable Shirttail gang, which supported Amsterdam's father against the natives, is now just fashionable slackers. Hellcat Maggie is homeless but still insists on taking victims' ears as payment for her drinking habit. None of the new gangs have the same notoriety as the Dead Rabbits, and Johnny remarks that the name hasn't been spoken in years. Meanwhile, Monk runs a barber shop in town. Amsterdam also meets Jenny Everdeen, a turtle dove, a thief who disguises herself as a housemaid to rob wealthy homes. She pickpockets Johnny's watch before disappearing. That night, a building catches fire, and the city's 37 amateur fire departments engage in a brawl like street gangs when Bill arrives late with his own fire brigade. Amsterdam and Johnny rush in to loot the burning building. As the fire threatens to spread, the crowd begins looting neighboring untouched homes. Johnny introduces Amsterdam to Shang, a fence for the natives, who then employs Johnny and his friend Jimmy. Suddenly, corrupt city constable Happy Jack storms in, intimidating them and taking what he wants from their haul before leaving. Jack is as feared as anyone else around. He is shown to be able to leave his things anywhere in the 5 Points without worrying about theft. Johnny is tasked with delivering the gathered valuables to Bill, and he brings Amsterdam along with him. Bill the Butcher now controls many followers of the Dead Rabbit gang and has even set up a shrine to Vallon. When Bill meets the new guy, he is unimpressed by the newcomer's difficulty in maintaining eye contact. The Butcher sends Johnny on a mission and instructs him to take the new guy along as backup, having seen him previously save Johnny during a house fire. Ships carrying bodies from the conflict arrive in the city, and the boys are ordered to loot the corpses. Upon arrival, they find the captain murdered and the ship already looted by a gang called the Daybreak Boys. To capitalize on this, Amsterdam suggests selling the captain's body to the medical school, earning them the name Ghoul Gang in the tabloids and making Bill happy. Amsterdam even teaches Bill how to say ghoul, thanks to his better education. Opposing the idea of robbing corpses, McGloin challenges Amsterdam to a fight, which Amsterdam wins easily, nearly injuring Fishhooks. Bill starts to integrate the new guy into his group. Pleased with his defeat of one of his lieutenants, he protects his young followers and selects 4 other unfortunate souls to be hanged in town square, aiming to satisfy the crowd after Tweed mentions the need for a scapegoat for the crimes. Bill Monk, showing he still cares deeply for Bill even after many years, subtly indicates to the native that they will eventually have a showdown. Amsterdam learns that the natives hold an annual ceremony to celebrate their victory at 5 Points. Though Amsterdam has had many chances to kill Bill while infiltrating his inner circle, he holds back, planning to do so publicly at the ceremony. The gang heads to the old brewery for a dance party, where Jenny picks Amsterdam from the crowd to be her dance partner. They dance briefly before heading outside to play, but Amsterdam quickly loses interest upon discovering she is one of the Butcher's regular girls. The relationship between Butcher and Tweed deteriorates as Tweed seeks more immigrant votes for his mayoral campaign, while Butcher sees immigrants as enemies and relies only on native votes. Tweed threatens Butcher as he leaves, but quickly retracts his threats when confronted. During a performance of Uncle Tom's Cabin, where the crowd is throwing rocks at Lincoln, Amsterdam thwarts an assassination attempt, leaving Bill injured. He is the only one who helps Bill, fatally shooting the assassin and preventing him from revealing his employer before succumbing to his wounds. Following this, Bill publicly acknowledges Amsterdam as his savior to the entire city. Amsterdam realizes that he acted out of true loyalty to Bill rather than seeking revenge for himself. A monk approaches him in private, acknowledging that he knows Amsterdam's identity and advises caution. Bill and Amsterdam then retire for the night, while Jenny takes care of a wounded native. Later, Amsterdam confronts Jenny about Bill. They have a brief argument, but then they go back to enjoying each other's company. During the night, Amsterdam wakes up to find Bill standing next to his bed. Bill shares a story about a tough opponent named Valen, whom he faced in the past. Bill praises Valen for shaping him into the person he is now, revealing that he considers Amsterdam as the son he never had. Meanwhile, a young boy is about to kill the Butcher when Johnny interrupts and reveals the plan to Bill. On the night of the ceremony honoring his old rival Valen, Bill is prepared for anything. However, when Amsterdam throws a knife at him, Bill deflects it and berates Amsterdam for attacking him from the shadows rather than facing him directly. Bill then physically assaults Amsterdam in front of the cheering crowd, inflicting a serious injury on his face. Jenny cares for Amsterdam and tries to convince him to leave New York and go with her to San Francisco. Their plans are disrupted when they are visited by Monk unexpectedly. He hands over his father's straight razor to Amsterdam, which he had taken from the street and kept safe 16 years ago. When Amsterdam recovers, he openly hangs a dead rabbit in Paradise Square. Upon finding out, Bill sends Happy Jack to find out who sent the message without involving the police. Amsterdam confronts and strangles Happy Jack while searching for an abandoned chapel, then hangs his body in the square. Johnny makes amends with Amsterdam and regrets his actions towards Bill, but he is warned to leave town or face his friend's wrath. Impressed by Amsterdam's actions, Bill admires Happy Jack's dedication to his cause but feels compelled to act before Johnny leaves New York. McGloin captures Johnny and brings him to Bill, who has him killed with an iron pike in Main Street. With the influx of Irish immigrants in New York, Amsterdam continues to challenge the natives. Boss Tweed approaches Amsterdam, seeking Irish votes for his mayoral campaign. However, Amsterdam agrees only if Tweed supports Monk in the race for sheriff. Bill's candidate battles Monk at the polls, resulting in Monk winning due to Tweed's manipulation. Seeking revenge, Bill shows up at Monk's barbershop and kills the new sheriff. Knowing Monk is now a man of peace, Bill walks away. During Monk's funeral, Amsterdam challenges Bill, who agrees to negotiate the rules of engagement with the Irish and native gang leaders. In the end, after agreeing to the traditional rule of no guns, riots break out as tensions over the New York City drafts reach a critical point. Many wealthy individuals are killed by the poor. Jimmy is murdered by a gang, Jenny is attacked by muggers, and she has to shoot a woman who pulls a knife on her. Union soldiers storm the city and start killing the rioters. As the dead rabbits and indigenous fight for the last time, shells from a Union ship in the harbor start striking Paradise Square. With crowds scattering, Amsterdam and Bill search for each other amid the dust and rubble. They fight until a shell blast knocks them down. When the smoke clears, Bill sees McGloin has been shot by Union soldiers, and Amsterdam finds Shang beaten to death by them. Amsterdam notices Bill has a stomach wound from shrapnel. Bill, thankful to die as a true American, lets Amsterdam finish him off. He dies holding Amsterdam's hand, with a dagger in the other, still capable of killing him. The riots are suppressed after 4 days, and the dead lie in the middle of the 5 boroughs for identification by their friends and family. Bill is buried next to Priest Valen, overlooking the Manhattan skyline, and Amsterdam states that history will forget they ever existed. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you want to watch more videos like this. Thanks and see you again soon. Take care.